All right, thank you so much for joining the stream, guys. Hope everything is going good for you today on this beautiful Friday. Now, it's a little later than the morning, I will admit, but hopefully it's not too late for you guys. Doing pretty good this morning. Let me go ahead and take my morning vape here. Seems like we're getting a little bit of choppiness, not a whole lot of drop frames. All right, the upstream seems to be going good. Again, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to just go ahead and throw them in the chat so we can get to whatever you want us to look at. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a different format. Pardon me, still getting over my sickness. All right, so we'll just see if anybody piles in here. We'll take a little bit of sip of our morning coffee, and then we'll start breaking things down. So we're going to try a little bit of a different format out here. And we're going to try a little bit of a different format, and we're going to start breaking down like live altcoins, try to monitor the markets and keep you guys up to date with exactly all that is happening in the markets, because that is what our edge is in the market. Obviously, got to throw the plug in there. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, give us those thumbs up. We really appreciate that. And if you want, what I'm going to be doing for this new kind of video series is breaking down what's trending, what's hot on Binance, what's going up, what's going down. But if you want to receive exclusive signals and calls, make sure to head over to discord.krakencryptocurrency.com or the website at krakencryptocurrency.com. A lot of updates, a lot of cool things we're going to be rolling out in the next few weeks and months. So be sure to check that out. We appreciate that. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and head on over to Binance and see what's popping. All right, so we just look at our percentage changes for the day, and we've got Ravencoin, Yo-Yo, Singles, Bitcoin Cash, Fuel, Doc, Blaze, Hydro, TNT, PHX, Strat, CDT, AST, ZIL. So let's take a look at Ravencoin and see what we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a difference. We're going to look at Ravencoin. We're going to kind of look at what happened in the markets, see if there's any news, and then we'll go over to technical analysis and see how you guys could trade this today. So Ravencoin, looking at the daily chart, let's always start off on the daily chart. Obviously, Ravencoin recently listed, massive pump up, looks about a 50% retracement, and then we have now seen 2 more days of pump after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of change. So let's see, the change for the day here is about 20% up. That's a pretty significant. Only about, actually, sorry, let's see here. So yesterday was about 16.30%. Today we've gone to the upside of about 3.74%. So a lot of altcoins pumping because Bitcoin has slightly stalled out. Now I think that Bitcoin is looking to see a correction here. We will see. Is there any way that I can... Oh, there we go. Okay, that's bigger. I like that better. All right, sweet. If I go over to my editor, okay, cool. I like that. That's better. Now I can clearly see what's going on. Sorry, I'm just using Streamlab. OBS is still new, so still working on mastering it. So we got Ravencoin that's pumped up. Let's look here and see. We got Yo-Yo that's pumped up. So we see here we had a period of consolidation followed by an initial breakout, a longer period of consolidation, and then this ascending scallop formation. And then you can see here we finally, once we broke this consolidation range and this most recent high, we kind of just tore off here. And now we're seeing a day of consolidation, down about 3.56% on the day. And we see the Yo-Yo just spiked up with change percentage. So Singles still looking good. I know a lot of people were talking about singles, so you can see here obviously period of consolidate. We had breakout, period of consolidation, breakout, period of consolidation, breakout. It seems like there's a lot of overhead supply on singles. There is a lot of bullish volume coming in here, but I'm worried about it being in an uptrend, and I'm worried about this potentially being the end. And we can see that because the buyers are not able to move up price significantly more. We'll just have to kind of pay attention and see. So let's do our first thing, and let's go ahead and head over to... I want to do it like this, I think. Yeah, we'll do it just like that. All right, so I guess we should probably do it properly and just start the day off with an analysis of Bitcoin, because you always want to look at what Big Daddy Bitcoin's doing before you analyze everything else. And we're also going to be switching it up. I want to keep it nice and consistent. So the indicators that I'm going to be using moving forward are the indicators that I use generally in trading, and the indicators that I put my most emphasis on. Now, those of you who have been following the stream and following the channel and following our TA know that I put the majority of my emphasis on volume, candlesticks, and price action. All your oscillators are going to do, all that information is right there in front of you if you were able to analyze it. But however, there are useful indicators that we can use to kind of shortcut our trading process and let us know good places of support and resistance, and ultimately when to make decisions on when to buy and sell. And I think those indicators are overwhelmingly volume profile, visible range, VPVR, and the Fisher transform is the greatest oscillator that I've ever come across. Now, DMI can be extremely useful. However, it is, since the cryptocurrencies are so volatile, sometimes it cannot be as useful as it would be in a more traditional stock indice. However, it can be an incredibly powerful indicator for just a quick look at consolidation and trending if you don't want to actually count candlesticks or count bullish volume or bearish volume. However, I do recommend doing that, but we will use it as a shortcut. So just to make it real simple, if you guys, I've been asked a lot of questions lately about like, what setup do I use? What indicators do I use? What kind of, what way could people use indicators to make things better or easier for them? And overwhelmingly, I think if you just master Fisher transform, if you master candlestick and volume, that's a lifetime, not a lifetime, but that's just, it's work, and it's going to behoove you and enhance your process of trading immensely if you can look at price action and make good decisions based off of that. Understanding how market psychology works, understanding how stop loss hunts work, understanding how accumulation and distribution work, what is likely to happen in a period of consolidation, what is likely to happen in an uptrend, what is likely to happen in a downtrend, and then adopting a strategy to trade each individual market, because those are the three major markets: uptrend, downtrend, consolidation. And consolidations fall into one of two categories: accumulation, which is bullish, or distribution, which is bearish. So just knowing those things and then developing a strategy to trade each of those different scenarios is going to help you. And this is why you have to understand that you can't put all your emphasis on indicators, because indicators, especially oscillators, are going to do different things in different market structures. And so as long as you know that, like, I'll give you an example. Oscillators are generally not extremely helpful in periods of consolidation. Why? Because your range is so tight, and you have to look at an oscillator is not going to tell you whether something is accumulating or distributing. It's not based off volume. It's based off price action. And if price action is just ranging around, then it's not giving you a clear indication of when to buy and sell in the longer term. You don't have to have an oscillator to be able to trade a range trade. All you have to do is be able to draw a trend line. So let's take a look at the old Bitcoin here. All right. So you can see here that we are still consolidating. We are still in a period of consolidation. So we've had let's see here. So drawing the most recent here, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches of this descending triangle, and we have now broken out sideways. We fell back to test the descending triangle as support, found support, and were able to bounce off. So if we just look at the volume profile for the period of consolidation, where are we looking at for resistance? Well, we're looking at our developing volume area here of 6,600. I do not think that it is likely that we will get above that. And the reason why is because if you look at the candlestick that is forming on Bitcoin, this actually looks worse than it did last night when the daily candle opened. And this looks like a bearish evening star candle. So this could potentially be forming a shooting star pattern formation, and we'll be falling back down to retest the 618 retracement at 64.21. So we're measuring our entire movement here. Okay, I was just measuring that movement. So if we actually take Bitcoin's movement here, and we measure from this bottom, let's change our fib up here to be a little bit more accurate to current price action. And let's see here. So let's throw my black template on. All right, cool. And I actually need to save that as okay. Overwrite, yes. Okay, cool. So just measuring the Fibonacci retracement of this low to this high, the stop loss hunt to this automatic rally all the way up, you can see we pumped up and then we fell back to the 786. We were able to bounce off the 786 quite convincingly, and now we are seeing the 618 holding as support. Here that we have resistance at the point of control. This is the highest traded area of volume. Now, those of you who understand volume know that price is likely in this consolidation period to bounce from a high value node to a low volume node. So you see here that we were able to come up, we retested immediately to the point of control, and were rejected from the point of control. So even though we were able to wick up, that doesn't matter. We're looking at where the candle closed, and we can see that the point of control did hold as significant resistance, as did this volume area. The developing volume area. So what are we looking to see? Well, most likely we are looking to see a rejection from the point of control at 63.97. And you can see we already wicked up close to that area. We wicked up to 63.81. So we missed it by about 16 bucks. And now we're probably looking at a retest of the volume area at 61.64. So I am expecting a short-term correction in Bitcoin's price action. Everything got extremely bullish because Bitcoin wanted to blast off there. Compared to this movement over the last 4 days has been a blast off compared to this tight consolidation range. So I understand that. However, just looking at what price is likely to do based on this, we are most probably looking at a rejection from 63.91 and then a retest to 61.83. So potentially a few more days of altcoin pumping and then probably a retracement or correction in the entire marketplace for the next possible going through the weekend and potentially the beginning of next week. So this is going to be, I would say that the weekend, maybe Monday and Tuesday, are probably going to be a good day to accumulate alts. However, I would be cautious when you're looking at your long-term accumulations. I think that the weekend's going to play out nicely, the coins that we have been holding. However, we want to be careful if Bitcoin is unable to hold this support down here at 61.64, because then we're looking at another retest of the $5,800 to $6,000 range. And most likely, if we do fall down to the $5,800 level, we'll see a temporary rebound back up to 6,200. And then I think if we fall again, we're looking to crash through the $5,800 support level here, which would not be good. Well, it could be very good, because it will definitely give us shorting opportunities and plenty of opportunity to accumulate very low panic sold altcoins, the old Warren Buffett blood running in the street method. But if you're attempting to go long on anything, or if you're already in an established position, it's not going to be very good for you. And this is why that's why long established positions are not my investment strategy. You can look at any strategy backtester on TradingView and look at your buy and hold return on Bitcoin as opposed to having a legitimate trading strategy. Whatever one it is, the simplest: buy when it goes under the moving average and sell when it goes under the moving average and buy when it goes over the moving average. If you had just done that simple backtested strategy, you would have made like 10 to 20 to 100 times more percentage on your Bitcoin holdings if you would have just intelligently traded it. Trading is a skill that takes time to learn, but once you do learn it and you can actively apply it in your life, then it is something that is extremely helpful and will maximize your returns, however you are wanting to look at your trading. All right, so Bitcoin looking to retrace in the over the next day or two, I believe. All right, looking at Ethereum. Let's see here. Sorry, I have everything a little crazy, so let's look at things a little simpler. Use current time frame. Sorry about that. All right. So Ethereum 2, looking at it on the daily, was in this consolidation range here that I had pinpointed, and I was looking at potential breakout targets for the Ethereum breakout. So all we do is measure the consolidation range from the top to the bottom, and that gave us a range of 208.29 to 190.80, so a range of 18 bucks, give or take 50 cents. And that range to the upside would give us a breakout target of 227.55 and a breakdown target of 171.99. So taking a look. Okay, so taking a look at our consolidation range, you can see here that we are still consolidating, and we're looking, obviously we are consolidating right around the lower volume area, and now we're experiencing severe resistance from the point of control at $201. I had recommended last night to enter into a short at 200 bucks, and again, we are still seeing that same potential evening star formation on Ethereum. So again, I think that the market, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, everything moved up because Big Daddy Bitcoin decided to move up. They're all tied to Bitcoin. Everything is still tied to Bitcoin. Now, I am very positive, very bullish on the idea of having USD pairs to all these altcoins. And Coinbase is going to be doing that in the future. Coinbase, if you guys looked at the recent interview with Brian Armstrong, he talked about how in the next year, they want to move from what they have less than 10 tokens to being able to allow over 200 tokens. And that is going to allow that with their custodial licensing approved by the New York Board of Regulators to apply to almost any state, is going to allow them to allow USD pairs on almost all those altcoins. And when we do see that, we're going to begin seeing the decoupling of altcoin prices to Bitcoin. I truly, truly, truly believe that. Up until for the most part, up until now, and it's starting to change a little bit, but it's not changed yet. The prices of all the altcoins have been integrally tied to Bitcoin's price action and volatility. That's why you always want to start your day trading in the markets looking at Bitcoin volatility and price action. But as I said, the onboarding of USD pairs will allow that to decouple a little bit, and then we can start looking at altcoins. And actually, technical analysis will then become much more applicable to trading your altcoin pairs, because you can basically just do your technical analysis on Bitcoin, and that will not, you can tell, and every trader will tell you that that does not apply so much to altcoins as accurately. You can still use your general technical analysis to get an idea of where trend comes from, but the markets are so much more volatile and run so much more on rumor and so much more on news that that pure technical analysis is not as helpful, and that's why I rely on volume, which is actually market psychology, looking at what active market participants are doing rather than arbitrary numbers on a chart. And again, these volume profiles are not arbitrary numbers on a chart. They are actively mapping out what the market participants are doing and have done, as opposed to just following random price action. And the only other oscillator here that I want to talk about that I do use is the Fisher Transform, which to me is the most successful, predictive, most reliable indicator of when to buy and sell in the marketplace, next to volume analysis and market sentiment. But if you're just looking for an oscillator, get the Fisher Transform, learn the Fisher Transform, use the Fisher Transform, and your trading will be much more successful. All right, so Ethereum looking to correct in the next few days, absolutely receiving this rejectance from the point of control. So where are we looking at going? Well, we know that volume likes to bounce from a high volume node to a low volume node. So we're looking at our initial support here at 193.07. And if that doesn't hold, then we are potentially looking at traveling to some low volume node, probably my breakdown target that I indicated here of 171.99. So a good opportunity to accumulate Ethereum on the cheap or short it to the ground. So I'm still short on Ethereum as we stand right now. All right, going over to Ripple. All right, and let me throw my new template on here. Okay, cool. All right, again, Ethereum still profile range and still receiving rejection and consolidation around the point of control. So we came and crashed. Now, one of the rules is we came and we went above the point of control here. We received resistance at the developing volume area, as you can see right here. We attempted to make another go of it. We're rejected from the volume area. It came back down and crashed through the volume area, through the point of control. We came back up to retest the volume area, and I'm expecting that we will get rejected from the point of control here as well. We're just not seeing the follow through that we need to see. This period of consolidation, we see that volume is dropping, and although this does look like more bullish consolidation for me, until we pierce that point of control, we are still looking at a pullback and a retest of the lower area, a lower range of the volume area, or one of these low volume nodes. So again, I had charted the same consolidation period. We have a breakout target of 52 cents and a breakdown target of 38 cents if the volume area does not hold. And we can see that that volume area is rising. The consolidation area is getting squeezed. So we do have a potential here to drop down lower. If the volume area comes up to, this could potentially be our support for a stop loss hunt. And then we can finally see the move to the upside on Ripple. Now, I'm far more bullish on Ripple than I am on Ethereum. And I think that all the market sentiment and news out there supports that. I mean, just being realistic, guys, like I've heard nothing but bad news about Ethereum. If you are an Ethereum lover, and I know that I'm biased against Ethereum, but I'm just being honest. Like, Ethereum coming out talking about Serenity. So Serenity is going to be proof of stake. So and again, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but all you Ethereum miners, and I know I've heard this argument like, oh well, you can mine and stake. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Tell me a coin where that's actively worked out. Show me a coin where that's worked out for the miners. There's not one, because it doesn't. When you have two strategies of consensus of securing the blockchain, mining and staking, it doesn't work out. I'm not a huge fan of staking. It could work out, but obviously I have not seen it be successful in a viable blockchain yet. Because you got to remember, nobody's using these blockchains for anything other than a speculative asset yet. I mean, very, 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 very few people. Look at the percentage of people who used apps. I mean, what is it, less than 1% of Ethereum users? Come on, guys, let's be real. You know what you want in your wallet, it's Bitcoin. We're trading this stuff to get more Bitcoin, and it's being very lucrative for us. Ripple, on the other hand, I think has a lot of long-term potential. if nothing more than their marketing campaign is absolutely fantastic. Again, thank you everybody for watching the stream and joining me this morning. Whoa, we got an ambulance going by outside out there. I wonder if you can all hear that. I don't know if my noise suppression filter is that great or my noise gate, although the audio does seem pretty good. So if you guys have anything you want me to look at in particular, just go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'll take a look here in a little bit. I'm almost done with my morning Bitcoins, and then we'll get into the Binance report. We'll just look at what Binance is doing today. All right, so again, looking at potential rejection from the point of control here on Ripple. So Bitcoin, Ripple, and Ethereum are all potential shorts. Ripple is the only one where I see where we have potential. You see, we're not forming that strong evening star formation yet on Ripple. We're going to have to wait and see how the day closes. So there is still a potential to break out here, although I don't think, I'm not seeing it, because we see here that we do have a little bit of rising volume. But until we're able to close over this point of control at 455, I'm just not seeing it, guys. I'm not seeing the breakout right now. This is not how markets bottom. And I've said that before. Looking at Litecoin had an incredible pump. Wow, look at that crazy template that I've got on there. Sorry. Working on developing a few scripts, and I haven't got my if you guys want to see, I'll show you. This is the script that I have. Sorry. See, this little scripts I've made, and here it is, Fisher Arrows. So this is a script that I am developing. This is this I think is going to be what I'm going to be programming my next bot for. It's going to be a fantastic script, I think, and everybody who's kind of played around with this has said it's pretty goddamn accurate. So what this is, it's just a form, and it gives you a visual representation on the chart of when to buy and when to sell. I already have it programmed into alerts, so you can automatically get an alert to, however, through TradingView, through your SMS, to your email, when you get one of these bullish buys and sells. And you can just look, if you were to just trade this, it's pretty goddamn accurate. You're able to catch the bottom and the top pretty good, and then you're able to program it. So if we were to change, sorry, that's a big link. So if we were to change the length to 6, you can altering the Fisher transform is kind of like fiddling with an analog radio. So we see here, that's a pretty good setting right here. That gives you some good potential, but I'm not going to sit here and actually adjust it to the right settings to catch the bottoms and the tops. But one of the things that I need to do still on that is put in a filter. I want to work on the roofing filter that's built into the Fisher transform, and I want to super smooth the results so that we're getting less signals and more accurate signals to really catch the bottom and the top. And then I'm working right now. I actually, if you're a developer and you're good at writing algorithms, or you're good at math, or you're good at writing PineScript, or in general developing bots, please get a hold of me in the Discord DMs. Willing to pay you for your work, but I'm currently working with a couple people on tweaking the algorithm for the Fisher transform, not in how it's calculated, even though there are some variables in the Fisher transform that every single person who codes the Fisher transform there's some arbitrary numbers in there, and that can affect your Fisher transform calculation. But I'm trying to make it predictive so that it prints the buy signal the second that the crossover occurs, and that it actually predicts the crossover. So then that brings up another problem. How can you, what standard deviation or what range of false signals do you get? And then how can you smooth that out? But I think it's a great project, guys. And it's going to be something that we're going to be offering here with, as a perk, as a benefit to subscribing for probably 3 to 6 months to the premium subscription package. So stay tuned for that. So Litecoin pumped, as we know, because Big Daddy Bitcoin pumped. However, though, look, we are in a downtrend, and we can see that because price is underneath the volume profile, and we are trading underneath the 70% volume area. And look where we are looking at getting rejected from. Now, the Fisher transform did obviously give us the buy signal right here. We would have entered on the bottom, which is a beautiful buy signal. And I'm actually looking for us again, but however, look, we topped here below the 0 line, which lets us know that the downtrend is not exhausted. And we topped here below the 0 line, which lets us know that the downtrend is not exhausted. And look at where we're looking to almost come up to. We're looking to potentially bottom or top up below the 0 line again, which means that we're looking at a rejection from the volume area. So I don't think that Litecoin is going to be able to blow past this. Quite a lot of momentum though, but on falling volume. So I think that, again, Litecoin is another potential short. I don't think it's going to be able to break through this area. So there you have it, guys. I mean, right there. I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, short them. All right, so if nobody has any questions. I've been live for about 26 minutes, so I don't want to make this super long, but we'll go over to Binance. Okay. So we were looking at Ravencoin, Yo-Yo, Doc, Singles, Bitcoin Cash, Blaze, Fuel, AST. If nobody has any requests, we'll take a look at the first one. We'll take a look at Ravencoin. So we'll come over here and let's see here. What can I mess with? I don't want to lose that. Well, let's do Loom. I don't mind losing Loom. I don't think that Loom is necessarily the best buy in the world right now, but I have been wrong before. Okay, RVN BTC on Binance. Let's throw a template on there. All right. So just looking at the 6-hour chart, the volume area kind of lets us know that we are in a period of, well, this kind of looks like a downtrend, honestly. The reason why is because we were consolidating here at this point in time. We were consolidating once we reached this peak, and this is a period of consolidation right here. And then we got rejected from the point of control, and we traveled to a low volume node, or a node of low volume, which is what we're expecting. And now we've come back up to the point of control again, and we are getting rejected from it. So it's going to be very difficult for price to rise above that point of control because there's just so many position sellers and position buyers at this level. And if we look at volume right here, we see that a lot of people bought in here and they're trapped buyers, and we see a lot of people bought in here and those are trapped positions, and they are going to be looking to sell at break even or a slight loss. So there's just not too many buyers left in the market unless a whole lot of people pile back into Ravencoin. Now obviously a lot of people bought the dip, that's fine, but we're talking about the likelihood of price continuing to move upwards in a sustained fashion. Now, buying a dip and buying into the top of an uptrend is completely different. You buy dips, you don't buy into the beginning of an uptrend unless you're day trading and you're trading pullbacks in a strong uptrend. So, but I think that potential right now is kind of exhausted. So if I could short Ravencoin right now, I would be shorting it to the ground because we are looking to go from a high volume node to a low volume node. So we could potentially see a turnaround here at 70.40, but much more likely to come back down here into this volume range. So anywhere from like 620 to like 565 most likely is the next turnaround for Ravencoin. All right, what was the next one? The other highest earner is Yo-Yo. I want you guys to be buying into crap that isn't going to work out for you. All right, now Yo-Yo is in an established uptrend, and we are trading. Let's see here. So let's get a bigger view of the market here. So Yo-Yo, as we can see, is in a strong uptrend right here, and we can see that because we've broken above out of the volume area, and we are trading well above the point of control. So we can see the point of control is all the way down at 380, and we are trading at 672. So we were able to travel to, let's let the volume profile recalculate. We were able to travel once we broke above the point of control. You can expect for price to continue to go. We came to the top of the value area, consolidated for a little bit, pulled back, fell back to a next high volume node, as we can see here right here at 425. And then we tore right up again and were able to tear right through that volume area. And now we have reached this, at one point I assume is a low volume node, is now a high volume node. So now that we're going to retrace, we're looking at either a retest of the volume area at 534, or we're going to pull back to one of these low volume nodes at from 611 to 661. And I bet you that's probably going to correspond fairly well to a Fibonacci retracement. So a 618 Fib retracement is going to be that 545, and that's going to correspond pretty goddamn well with the top of the value area. So that is a potential area that you could look to get back into Yo-Yo. Insanity doesn't ensue and this uptrend continue. However, if we look at this established uptrend and we see this massive climax of volume with not a lot of price movement, this lets me know that it's going to be very difficult for price to continue moving higher for Yo-Yo. I appreciate all the likes, guys. Really do. All right, and let's see here. Looking at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash pumped quite a bit. Now, Bitcoin Cash, I think, could continue to see some uptrend because of the bullish news. So I would be speculatively long on Bitcoin Cash right now. look at BLZ. BLZ looks pretty bullish. Consolidation period and a big spike in volume in a consolidation period. Probably lets us know that the uptrend is going to continue. Looking at Hydro, let's see here. We had a big buying. We had obviously our buying climax right here that wasn't able to move price up much higher. And then we fell back. That looks like a 50% retracement. And now we're consolidating. So I'd be interested to see what that looks like with volume profile. Let's look at BLZ. Bluezell, not Blaze. Bluezell. Bluezell BTC. All right. So looking at Bluezell, we are consolidating above the point of control. And we are still trading inside the range. Let's see here if we can find something that appropriates reality here. That's probably the line of best fit right there. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a valid channel. And so we've broken out of the channel sideways. And so just doing that, how do we get targets? Well, we just measure the channel, guys. That's one way to do it. One easy way to do it. Ah, shoot. I'm gonna have to use this price range. So we broke out right here. So we could potentially be seeing a movement up, but that's a high volume node area. So that is quite a move. That is 100% gain on Bluezell. So, but that's how we pick targets, guys. If you're looking for altcoins, that's how volatile these things are. You got a long established downtrend, and for the first time since really March, you're starting to see higher lows. So I'd say Bluezell looks pretty damn bullish, dude. Let's zoom in a little bit. So short-term resistance looking at 30.89. But you've got all these extremely low volume. You got this massive area of low volume node right here, guys. If we are able to just continue moving upwards, there is no resistance to stop us from coming up here to like 37.02, and that's freaking 80% right there. That's pretty exciting. I'm not gonna lie. But that support has to hold at 1934. I mean, my bullish bias will be kind of tossed away right now. Let's look at Bluezell right now. But we can see right here, yeah, we came down and retested that point of control, or excuse me, that developing volume area. Let me get back in here. All right. Yeah, we came and retested that volume area. It was able to hold. Now we're just looking at breaking above resistance right here. So that's some pretty significant resistance that we've got right here. That's 4 areas of resistance. But you guys know that the more times we touch resistance, the more likely it is to break. So you can see here we fell back. We fell under it, tested it, it became resistance, tested it again, it became resistance, again, and again. So are we looking to break resistance right here? Because if we break resistance, I think Bluezell has amazing upside potential. And I don't say that often. I'm a bearish motherfucker. All right, I think that's going to end the stream for right now. I've been doing this a little bit, and there's not too many people watching, not getting a lot of questions in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this for the day, and I'll be back on later tonight for your evening report. All right, guys, keep it safe. Peace.